hate this time of year. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Ah, hello, Sky. How are you? First one here as usual. So excuse being a bit dimly lit today. I've got the kitchen door shut because it's bloody cold. Hello, lovely Marit. How are you, my dear? Oh, just spotted something. Hold on a minute. Before Marit tells me off. We got to put something right. There we go. Before I get told off. Oh dear. Oh, we're in the tub. Willy woo. Got to say, don't blame you. Being sat in some nice hot water would be rather pleasant. It's been rather chilly in the UK this week. Went down to -6 last night, so yeah, I've had to put the heating on. Oh no. Yeah, cold as exactly. Yella, how you doing? Why is it Yella? How's your bush, mate? Bit cold out there? I'll chuck the shed key out in a minute. You can go in the shed. -9, so yeah. It's still colder than here, but yeah, it was last weekend when the wind switched to the east, so I was like, yep, that's going to get cold again. It had been coming from the southwest, now it's coming from the northeast. So yes, the weather that Marit is getting over in Norway is coming this direction. Oh well, worse things happen to see. I even had to put trousers on to go to work. I've been in shorts up until this week. Getting some strange looks off of people cycling through town when it's icy and you've got shorts on. But there we go. But yeah, nasty cold day. Sitting in some hot water is a good plan. The reason I knew it was time to put heating on is because one of my chilblains has come back. So yeah, nice cold and itchy foot. Okie dokie. Enjoy your soak in the tub. Try not to blow too many bubbles. So, what have we been up to this week? Not a lot. It's not really been the weather to be out and about and doing things or exploring places. So, mostly work, chores, wrapping presents for Mary's birthday, which was Friday. Good morning, Adele. How are you? Hope you're a little bit warmer than we are here. So you're wrapping presents for Mary's birthday. Very small fishy shoppy order today, just the 50 bristle noses. But hey, 50 bristle noses is 50 bristle noses gone. So it makes a bit of a dent at least. And hopefully lots of fish tanks get sold over Christmas and everyone wants lots of fishies in the new year. Or shrimp, fingers crossed. Did have to chuckle while we were in there today because someone was debating on which tank to get. And they wanted the 15 litre to keep fish in, so they kind of, yeah, no, that's not big enough. One better perhaps, but that's about all you're going to get in there. And again, yes, I've got the usual strange look off of other customers as I handing over bags of fish and an invoice. Hey, what are you going to do? Oh, pardon me. Other than that, I've really not been up to much. It's been seems to be really pretty quiet at work. But then it's retail, but we don't sell food or drink or Christmas decorations or any of the other assorted tat that goes with the time of year. No, it's been a few more expensive power tools go out the door. Let's put it that way, than usual. But they're nice, easy customers to deal with. What strip club am I working at now? I'm still working at the Fix of Screws. I always get weird looks when you try giving people better info than store staff. Now, I'm pretty lucky in that if I go into any of my LFSs and there's a customer looking a bit confuddled or whatever, I'll give them a hand, and the staff don't care because they know I know what basically I'm talking about. I used to go into Pets at Home, and the guy that used to work the fish section in there, Mike, every time we went in there, he'd be stopping me and asking me questions about things. So, when it's the staff asking questions, you don't mind answering whatsoever because they're looking to learn and get better at their job. When the next time you go in after he's left, camera's doing weird. Focus, you. I think we are going to need the extra light, aren't we? That's what it's struggling with. We're going to have to be cold for a bit. We're going to have to heat a room we don't use. That'll focus on something in a minute. It'll make up its mind what it's going to focus on. Oh, well, maybe not. There we go. We've got some kind of focus back again. Plus, that's cold in that kitchen. Cool air. Feel the cold air coming out of the kitchen. Kenny, how you doing? Focus. Off because you're stupid. How's it going, Kenny? No new injuries, I hope. And Austin here. Good day. So, getting the big time YouTubers turning up with Kenny. God, dear. It's an honour. Oh. So, yeah, it does appear that the camera prefers a little bit more light then. I'll just have to cope with being cold. Never mind. I'm used to that. So yeah, it's been a really uneventful week pretty much. I've had no new injuries other than my chilblain playing up and what have you. I did get some good news. I've got to work 27th. I ain't no star, Kenny. I can't twerk like you can, man. Jeez. If I twerk like that, I'll throw a hip out. And ain't no one want to see my butt. Where was I before I started talking about Kenny's butt? I've lost it completely. There we go. Lost the thread totally. It'll come back to me at some point. What were we talking about? I'm getting old. Working Christmas. Can't wait. Public holiday. Day off. Yeah. Exactly. Well, so I'm off the week before Christmas. So my last day of working is next Saturday. And then next day I'm back in is the 27th. Yes, work the 27th, which is the bank holiday Tuesday, but it's for double pay, so I'm not complaining. And plus, Christmas is over by then. Starts Christmas Eve and it ends Boxing Day. Howdy, big shrimpin'. Got to get that filthy lucre. Yes, we have. Got to save up my pennies because I've got to get another Fluval Flex. They just keep going up in price. And then I'm on the hunt for some suitable spider wood to put in there for the black watery. I want a nice tangly bit of. There we go. There you go. Kenny's twerk. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. That's the most disco you're going to get me. Still got to pay the car registration, also paying off the phone I lost. Oh dear. Yeah, well, I'm not looking forward to the electric bill at the end of the month, let's put it that way. Eek. But hopefully a decent pay packet this month and then next month, and let's see how we go. Keep a close eye on the numbers in the Banky account. Oh, just had to pay close at 900 freedom dollars for new tyres on the car. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie. Howdy, Silver Queef. How you doing? Hi ho, Silver. Away. Yeah, there's a lot for a set of tyres. I'm assuming they're rather large tyres. We're not talking a Honda Civic or something. I'd probably be shocked if I had to pay more than a couple of hundred for a full set on a Civic. Mind you, the tyres for my old motorbike were pretty pricey. It was 100 for the front, 150 for the back, and that's 20 years ago. Acura RDX, so that's the RDX. That's what we'd call the Integra, I think. One up from Integra or Corolla, one of them. Was it a Nissan Integra? Small four-door SUV, all-wheel drive thing. Yeah, I know. Can't remember what we call them over here, but I know what you mean. Yeah, big chunky wheels and tyres on it. Honda. I still don't know why Honda decided to call themselves Acura or Acura in the States. Makes no sense because everything under the bodywork just says Honda on it. No. Escapee Plek. Hello. Thankfully, or should I say, that's a female. So we could have some issues. Well, I mean, the performance branch, yeah, it's still just all Hondas over here. And the rest of the world. I think about the only one that does that really is Toyota and Lexus. Or Ford and Jaguar used to do that as well. Because everyone knows that at a certain period, all the Jaguar was a Ford Mondeo. Vauxhall Holden Opel, yeah. It's exactly the same car. Except the fact that we don't get Monaros over here. Just, well, you get them, but very rarely, and they've normally got the 2 litre turbo in them rather than the V8 and the window wipers on the side windows, because you go sideways all the time. But then, was it the Bathurst edition they did that had the and we're going back several years. There's a Holden Monaro Bathurst edition that had the supercharger on it as well. Yeah, if you take the badge off of a Vauxhall, it has the Opel logo underneath it. Yeah, it does. And hello, Rebecca. How are you, my dear? I imagine cold. You're not as well insulated with me, and I'm cold. Adele's got the Opel, better than the Holden version. Well, yeah. I'm guessing it's just trim levels is the only differences, really. The L, the GL, the GLX, and the GT. L for lame, GL for getting lame. Yeah. Yeah, you don't see many Holden. I think Vauxhall, it was the rebadge, obviously, did the Monaro, but it was the 2 litre, which still looked cool, but I've got a Vauxhall. This personality with weird electrics is cursed on the 17th of November every year. Oh dear, that's not a MOT date, is it? I left my phone at the buddy's house. Just found it on the coffee table. Now for a rest before caffeining up. Oh, I'll do the caffeining first. Or at least get the caffeine ready. Says the guy who Friday morning at 3:30 a.m. was drinking energy drinks. Yeah, don't ask. Bad night's sleep. Woke up at 3:30. Stayed up till just after morning now when Mary left to work at 7:30. Then I went back to bed and didn't wake up till 11:30. Did a few chores, had a nap, woke up 3 hours later from that. And about 5 hours later, went to bed. A good Friday, as I would call it. Lots of sleeping involved. Oh, pardon me. Chocolatey. So as it was Mary's birthday, we had chocolate cake, and I washed it up with a chocolate cookie as well, because really pushed the boat out. But the problem is, with her birthday being at this time of year, you don't find birthday cakes in the shops. It's all, is it halfway to the top of the hour or halfway from? See, I normally say past, so it'd be halfway from. I'm not normally that accurate with time. It's only when it comes to work. I don't go, oh, it's 11 minutes past. I go, it's 10 past. Yeah. Just gone. I'm not that fussed over a few minutes. 11:30 is 11:30. 10:30 is 10:30. Because we're dropping the past, so it'd be 10:30, 11:30. We're just lazy in our own language, as most nationalities actually are. Like, having learnt French in high school, when you then go to talk to a French person in French, they look at you like you're weird, because even though you are speaking French, you're not speaking native French, you're speaking book French, which is very different. Still understand each other, but it doesn't. It would be like if I pronounced every letter speaking in English, or didn't drop words where they aren't necessary and most people understand what you're going on about, that kind of thing. Yeah. So video wise this week, there was no video on Monday, so you didn't miss a fishy video, don't worry. I just didn't have any recorded, didn't have any suitable ideas, and didn't get around to recording one anyway before I went to work. So there will be one next week because I did record one after that. Just recorded it on Tuesday. And then Fridays was a wander around the cow tower in Norwich, which has nothing to do with cows. This is the very old, what was it? It was an artillery tower. So yes, Mary is now my older woman again. That's the joke I use every year. She's my older woman for like 5 months, 6 months. Then we're the same age again. So I'm toy boy now. About 10 past. Yeah, close enough. I mean, it's only when it comes to work that it's like, okay, I clocked out at 1 minute past 3, or whatever. I clocked in at 1 minute before I was supposed to. You don't give them extra time, do you? Even if you enjoy your work. I mean, we're a bit more lax about these things where I work now, but I've worked places where if you clocked out a few seconds early, they docked you quarter of an hour's pay. Or if you clocked in a few seconds late, they dock you a quarter of an hour. If you clocked in more than 2 minutes early, there was hell to pay because you're trying to get overtime. Don't get paid overtime until a quarter of an hour. So a few minutes early or a few minutes late doesn't matter. If I was doing it 15 minutes early and 15 minutes late every day, then yeah, there might be a problem. But Mufti, how you doing, sir? Welcome aboard. Ooh. Yeah, so yeah, work times there. Although at least this week and next week I'm doing the actual contracted hours rather than what I have been doing, which is a lot of extra hours. Workplaces you have to be half hour early to start and half hour late at the end of the day, and it's not even to be ready. Yeah, that always. I'm like, no. If you want me to clock in 15 minutes, half hour early, you're paying me for that time. Because if you're not paying me, I'm not doing it. And we go, but you need to be here half an hour in advance. Why? I know my job. I know what I got to do. Probably better than the boss knows what I got to do. And if you do want me to clock in half an hour early, I'll clock in half an hour early, but I'll go sit in the canteen or go have a ciggy. I won't be going anywhere near workplace. Hello, Sherry. Oh no, you ain't got that cold bug that's going around, have you? As long as it's not the strep or scarlet fever that's also doing the rounds at the moment. Ooh, that's not good, Adele. Yeah, That's really not good. I hope they're paying you for it, because if they're not, I wouldn't be doing it. thought Sherry was talking about manual beetle. Aren't all beetles manual? I think they are. Yeah, a bug as in an illness. So, yeah, usually recall, viral things like colds and the like, a bug or a sickness bug. Or yes, I got the joke. Shift this bug. Clutch. Change gear. Release clutch. Did they ever do one that wasn't synchro? Were the really early ones non-synchro? I think they might have been. So it'd been clutch, take it out of gear, clutch, put it in the next gear. Work won't get done otherwise. Well, then it's the boss's job, for being the boss, to sort that kind of stuff out. Because that's what bosses are for, to manage, make sure that the staff don't even need to be there when they need to be there. And soon find me telling them to F off. Can drive stick, but too lazy and sort of do it for automatics. Yeah, an automatic is easier. There's no two ways about it. And modern auto transmissions are actually pretty good, not like the older ones. Yeah, I would say they probably had time and motion people in to time how long it should take people to do things, and then they won't allow for the fact that stuff goes wrong on a regular and customers get in the way and other stuff pops up. Yeah. And what probably happened is when the time and motion people were there and going around, the people who were doing the jobs probably worked really hard to get them done as quick as possible, so they looked really good. Yeah. We had time and motion when I worked at Hamilton Acorn. They had the time and motion people come around to retime us for the bonuses, because us in the warehouse were getting maximum bonus every week. It just turned out we were really good at our jobs, but we'd all been doing it like 10, 20 years. But when Mr. Time and Motion Man walked over towards where I am and held his stopwatch, I just stood there and leaned against the bench and went, "I ain't doing nothing while you're standing there with a stopwatch, mate. I'll get everything done during the day, don't worry about it, but I ain't standing there being timed. Got VM changes to make while serving customers and hanging new stock ready for a new collection." Yeah. And that will be timed as it will take this long to do the VM changes, it will take this long to hang the new stock. Like you do one thing, then the next thing, then the next thing, then. Now, when you're working in retail, you're all over the place, back and forth, doing about 20 different jobs at the same time. And then you get moaned at when you get to the end of the shift and you forgot one of them. And it'll be something stupid like, no, you forgot to restock a thing, or you forgot to change the filter in the coffee machine, or something stupid like that. We're human. Things slip our minds, but all these higher ups and these managerial types have never actually done the job. You just see spreadsheets and numbers and think that they actually have some kind of semblance to the real world when they really don't. The real world is a lot. Real world and the real job is a lot more complicated than a spreadsheet will tell you it is, especially when you involve customers and the public or people outside of the business, like lorry drivers and deliveries coming in and things like that. Because we're supposed to have all the click and collect orders ready by 12 o'clock. Well, that's a bit hard to do when the stuff doesn't turn up till 1 o'clock, because it's getting towards Christmas time and they've got a lot more parcels to deliver. Also, it doesn't help that Royal Mail is on strike as well. Regional manager's pretty good, rolls up her sleeves and risks her manicure. Yeah, I've got to say, all my managers are the same. No one's got a manicure. I've probably got the best real nails. But yeah, I'll say the area manager, he'll come in if there's a lot of, when he's doing his tour, as it were. If he gets busy, he'll jump on a till or grab a gun and pick orders. When the higher ups are doing that, you don't mind doing a little bit extra. Because when they come in, they just sit in the office and drink coffee and talk management, speak to each other. Hello, Paddy, my dear. How are you? Hope all is well. Oh, pardon me. There we go. That's the welcome. You get farted at here. You don't get some cool graphics coming up going, Paddy's here, yay! You just get farted at. Yep, it's usually on a phone and laptop out the back yelling at people. Yeah, generally, if people deserve yelling at, yell at them. I basically try to avoid doing things that would get me yelled at. That's my general work ethic. Is, don't get pulled into the office. If you don't get pulled into the office, you're doing well. I'm not there to be promoted up the chain and become a manager or anything like that. The last thing I want is to be put in charge of anything. Jesus. I just want to go in, do my job, go home, forget about it. I'm at that age and stage of life where it's a job, not a career. I've never been career driven. A job is a job. It pays the bills, gives you a bit of money to buy shiny stuff with. That's it. I mean, no, I'm not knocking anyone who is career driven, who wants all that, but not for me. I have no pretensions of grandeur. Try to use initiative, message idea manager, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is it. If you have a good idea, a good manager will take it on board. A bad manager will just go, no, I want it done my way. It has to be done my way. My way is the only way. And you're going, but my way is twice as fast. Gets the same result at the end, but it takes half the time. No, but that's not doing it properly. It has to be done my way. My way is the proper way. For fuck's sake. That's the kind of manager you don't stay working for very long. So generally, as I find, I'm usually pretty good at my job. Cable connection. Maybe ice on the cable somewhere. There we go. We're back. So yeah, good boss will let you get on with it if you know what you're doing. Just check that you're basically still okay. Still alive. You haven't died or anything once in a while. Or as when I was at Sainsbury's, the store manager would literally come out back to see me just to get some good news that things were going, something was working anyway. Something was on time and being done properly. Some days it did seem I was the only person on the shop floor who had a clue what the hell was going on. Probably still true. I probably still know more what's going on in Sainsbury's than some of the people that work there do. Although I did have to smile this week when I was on my way to work one day and oh dear, see the lorry come past and go, yep, I know that is absolutely chock full and I'm so glad I don't have to unload it all today or again. Make sure to notify when you do so there's no surprises. Yeah, that does always help. Leaving a note or sending a text or something. Yeah, that's just common sense, really, isn't it? But that's not too common these days. Maybe we should recall it. English Sharpe is your native language. Rename it Rare Sense. Not a lot of people have got common sense these days. Yeah, Rare Sense. Or the way it's going, Cares Sense. Can we get common sense put on the cares list? On the endangered species list? From what I've seen. Yeah, it's becoming rarer than a devil's hole potfish. But there we go. Oh. Stop trying to eat that. Same bloody Shelley keeps trying to eat the same thing that's floated about. I think it's a bit of cat hair. Or is it? No, I think it might actually be one of my eyebrows or something. Same Shelley tried to eat it about 5 times. Dumb creatures. Perhaps they're telling me they're hungry. Should I feed them? Do you think that's a good idea? Well, actually, because it's still got the root on it, it does kind of look like a big sperm swimming around the aquarium. Looks like around 20 to 30 Aussie animal species have been put on the endangered list. Ooh, went to a company's owner's house for a no water call. There's a leak outside underground as well. And then within 5 minutes, in his work clothes with a shovel. There you go. You don't complain, do you? That gives you more respect for the boss when they, get dirty. I'm being instructed to feed them. Hear that? You guys better all say hello, say thank you. Yeah, you're going to say thank you to Adele for getting you fed. Ooh. Oh, try not to flash everyone again. We've done that once. We don't really want to do it again if we can help it. What should we feed them with? It's not actually flugel bug bites, it's Hikari first bites. Because It's just a lot easier getting it out of a tub than it is trying to get it out of a silly little bloody pouch. Cold and Mud Press, $54 million a year company. I'll say he's the owner. He started out in the cold and the mud. He knows what the job takes. So let's watch some Shelley carnage as they oh dear, as they go after the fry food. I think there's whatever that thing was floating about and looks like a sperm. God knows what that is. Yeah, we've got enough in there that the fry are coming out as well. All in their little nursery in the corner. Let's see if we can get it focus on something. You're going to focus on Happy Shelley, Dwelly? No? I may have put a little too much food in there. But, you know, it'll get eaten. There's probably in excess of 50 shell dwellers in there now. Now everyone else wants to be fed too. Yeah, well, I know these greedy so-and-sos do. Eh? Yeah? You can play chase a finger? Come on, play chase a finger and I'll feed you. There you go. Oh, nearly. Oh no, we're getting a bit too close to a limia. There's lots of them, they're scary, aren't they? Eh? But yeah, if you need to know how chill electric blue Acara can be, let's grab the camera again. We're all tangled it up. There we go. So you got full-grown Chonka electric blue Acara, and in the background there's a whole bunch of limia fries swimming around, and they're just completely ignoring them. Where's gorgeous boy? There's gorgeous boy. Look at that beautiful boy with black and yellow. Just a few limia in there now, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, there's the other one. That one's Ernie. That one's Bert. Oh, and the escapee Plecklet, who's not a Plecklet anymore, so that's a Plecko. And then Corey's doing group snoozies. Howdy do, Bruiser. How you doing? And yeah, there's about another 60 limia in there as well. And then, you know, like 150 bristle noses in each of them. Another 150 in there. You know. Oh yeah, I mean anything when they start pairing off and doing breedies gets a bit snotty. And mine get snotty with each other, but that's only because it's two males. So once a month, at that time of the month, they drop their egg tubes and then they do a bit of lip locking in chasey, and then it's all good again. Hello, Debs. How you doing? How was your first week back at work? Hope all went well. You're not too worn out. No, that's as big as they're going to get. They're 4 years old now. Hello, Marriott. You're warm and dry and snug now. Got your Jimmy Jams and your dressing gown on, or your robe, depending on which version you use. Yeah, so I mean, it's a 55-gallon tank, so or 200 litres, so Should be big enough for them to grow to full size. So that's as big as they're going to get. I mean, they're about 6 inches long. So we're still kind of wet. Or we like that. I'm not going any further with that joke in public. So you got your hair up in the towel like the way women manage to do somehow, where they wrap that towel around their head and all the hair goes up in it. And yeah, I never figured that one out. Marvelous, sarcastic. Oh, bless you. Yeah, takes some getting used to, and especially this time of year. No matter what you do for a job, this time of year it sucks. I mean, even if you do something like you're a builder or a plumber, then if you're outside, it's bloody cold and wet normally. If you're indoors, you're dealing with all the people who've got all their Christmas tat in your way. Yeah, I just used to let my hair drip dry on the back of my t-shirt, to be honest. That worked out fairly well. It's not quite there yet. It's getting that length. If I keep using an elastic band to tie it up and it keeps breaking off, it will stay the same length. So it won't get any longer. We're supposed to have some me times coming week. Father and son going to New York. Ooh. Or has that been cancelled? Has that had the kibosh put on it? If not, you can soon disappear into your lady cave for a little while anyway. Do some more diamond painting or planning out of how you're going to have everything and organising everything. I really should get around to my cave at some point. Oh, bless him. Sending fist bumps, Chris. Poor little bubba. Well, he's not a little bubba anymore, is he? But yeah, I can imagine. I think I'd probably have a panic attack at an airport. So, ooh, Deb's been buying new fishy friends, some black emperor tetras and rummy noses. Dad on the way to New York, and you still don't have any me time. 16. What lady cave? Either my mind is warped or Sharpe is sending me dog whistles. Bit of both. Your mind is warped, but that's because it's working on the same kind of frequency as mine is, and mine is warped. I have different lyrics to most Christmas songs because I can't stand the bloody things, so I made up better words for them. Usually anti-Christmas. 'Tis the season to be grumpy. Although War Pigs by Black Sabbath does fit to deck the halls. It's actually quite funny. Jen was gathered in black masses, fa la 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 la. Just like witches at black masses, fa la 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 la. Yeah. Well, I mean, even if it were just the airport, the concept of being fired through the sky in a tin can full of someone else's farts is enough to give you a panic attack. And especially if you're going all the way to New York, that's a pretty long flight. What's that going to be? 7 hours, something like that these days? It's a long time to be shot through the sky. Black Sabbath Christmas album. Well, I mean, to be fair, if they'd done an album of songs about the winter solstice and pagan rituals, it would have been more accurate than most Christmas music. On being away from me and home. Oh. He needs his mama snuggles too much. I can't blame him. There's had quite a bit of upheaval lately, so it's kind of understandable. Any song you listen to during Christmas time is considered Christmas music. Yeah, cool. I'll take that. Let's have to see if we can get Cruelty and the Beast on by Cradle of Filth. You know, a death metal concept album about Elizabeth Countess Bathory. What's not Christmassy about that? Yeah, not mad at him for not wanting to not going. Need some me time. I understand that entirely. We all need me time. Christmas goes back way before pagans. You actually trace its roots back as the winter festival, because I can't remember what the Gaelic term for it was, but 6 years ago. I struggle if it's not 6 hours. Yeah, it goes way back. Saturnalia, Bacchanalia were the ancient Roman and ancient Greek versions, which predate Christmas. They were taken from the pagan festivals, which originally I think came from the Norse festivals, which then came, yeah, Norse, possibly, yeah. So Marit's to blame for Christmas. Um, and originally, Saint Nick or Nicker being the ancient German for demon or devil, yeah, I got switched into Krampus and Santa Claus. Anyone wondering whether Santa is actually a dyslexic translation of Satan? Yeah. I've not looked into it that deep. I wouldn't be surprised if Krampus and Saint Nick were the same person originally, and it got split up. So there was a good guy and a bad guy, and then Coca-Cola took one to be a mascot. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. It's what makes you think of winter festivals more than a cola-flavored caffeinated soft drink. There's Black Peter falling Christmas. Good question. I know the 12 days of Christmas is the Yule season, which, funnily enough, runs from the winter solstice, the 21st, to New Year's. Um, and when I was a kid, the 21st was when the Christmas decorations went up, and the first was when they came down. Personally, if I did Christmas decorations, they'd go up Christmas Eve and come down Boxing Day. Just to get the bloody tat out of the way. It was always annoying as a kid because, like, the tree would get put up and then things like the TV would get moved out of the way to make space for the Christmas tree. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to look at the tree. I want to look at the TV. Why don't you just stick the tree in some corner out of the way? Yeah, well, depends how we define paganism. Animistic faiths no doubt have winter events. Assume any found on the British Isles have been long lost. Yeah, they have. It's going to go back tens of thousands of years. It's no winter being winter. And people worshipping various gods, or even if it's just nature and the earth. Yeah, it's been going on for donkeys, thousands of years. It was just, I mean, was it Augustus? It was whichever was the first Roman emperor that decided he wanted to be a Catholic. That's when Christmas became a thing. Up until then, it didn't exist. It was just a way to coerce the pagan tribes into joining their cult. Yeah. And even then, the Christian version of it would have been taken from Judaism as well, because they all come from the same cult manual, just different translations of. We've all had Chinglish instructions on things that we've bought, haven't we? Yeah, Wicker is 20th century. Yes, it's a recent one. Druids are a bit older, but yeah, yeah. I'm not saying I'm anti-Christmas, but I barely celebrate my birthday, so I ain't gonna celebrate the birthday of a fictional character from 2,000 years ago at the wrong time of year. I like Ricky Gervais's take on religion. Out of the 3 million gods known in humanity, I believe in one less than you. Yeah, yeah, it's. Yeah. I think Druids do go back a bit earlier than the Victorians, but they were revived. Yeah, a Victorian revival of a thing. Victorians did some very strange things. I mean, yeah, putting covers on table legs so that you can't see the curve of the table legs. It might arouse men. I mean, geez, how desperate you got to be to get turned on by a bit of ankle in the first place, let alone a table leg. I've not seen some curvy table legs, but I've never seen one where I thought, "Whoa, fancy a bit of that." But hey, we can't really judge the past on our modern daysness. Need to visit Avebury for my ghost hunting. It's an interesting place. Avebury. I think Avebury was on the list. Yeah, he's on the list of places to go, but At the moment, for obvious reasons, we're not going out wandering around in the countryside. Mostly because it's covered in sheets ice at the moment. And with Mary being a bit unsure or unsteady on her feet, it's best to try and avoid slippy, slidey places if at all possible. Oh, damn it, I forgot to give him my slip-on cleats. Never mind. Yeah, so we'll leave that for when the weather warms up a bit and probably springtime before we start exploring anywhere again. So that cue, there might be a bunch of just camera pointed at a fish tank and then me waffling on about a ghost story or something. Because, don't really want to be wandering around in the middle of a graveyard or a church when it's -6. not a nice place to be. Avery's got the interest in stones, burial places, and haunted pubs. Quite a few crazy people as well. Well, I'm in Norfolk. I'm used to crazy people. I'm one of the saner people in Norfolk. Jeez, my manager's more crazy than I am. But then I do work with a woke person who is all yeah, very, very deep into their conspiracy theories. And yeah, story time with Sharpe and the warmer months go visit the places. That's generally the plan. If the weather warms up the week before Christmas, because I'm off work, I might venture up to Norwich again and brave the crowds, although the places I'd be going wouldn't be crowded. Basically, I'll be going to places that aren't the shopping centres. So, yeah, there's plenty more ye olde churches and random places I'd like to visit up Norwich. Perhaps in the city walls at some point. That wouldn't be much of a video, but there are still remains of the medieval city walls around the edge of the city. I remember day one of my kids got baptized and the priest told him, all the good things you do is from God, all the bad things is the devil. Damn near clocked him. Yep. I think if I remember rightly from what I was told, I think I peed on the priest. Which kind of shows my feelings towards religion even at that age. I wouldn't be more than a few months old at most, I don't think. Did read an interesting theory that the Abrahamic God is a demon because of all the conflict and war it causes. Yeah. Yeah. And that would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Demons disguising themselves as benevolent, benign entities to get people to believe and worship them. Because if there is an all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful God, why do we still have wars? Why is there children's cancer? Why is there cancer? Yeah, maybe in adults, but yeah. Why don't people like Hitler and Stalin get, taken out with a bolt of lightning? He was 9. Always got a hold of me and told me to keep my mouth shut. Like, shut up, Mum. Don't punch the priest. That's generally a good thing. Don't punch priests. Although I've got a T-shirt that says opposite to that. So yeah, it's a Cradle of Filth t-shirt. On the front is a picture of a priest in a bath with his wrists tied and slashed, and on the back it just says, "The effing priest deserved to die." That one doesn't go down well in public. It's in the bottom of a wardrobe somewhere. Yes. Excellent Christmas t-shirt. It's got a priest on it, so it's it's Christian related, I suppose. Um, no, I don't do Christmas jumpers or silly hats or headwear or any of that stuff. I'm given a work uniform to wear at work, so that's what I wear. I don't think I got as far as Genesis, Rebecca, before I realised it was a bunch of toss. And when you read that Adam and Eve had three sons, and Adam and Eve were the first people, incest. And now we know where the mum where the mum and son porn came from. Yes, you can blame Christianity for that one. Yeah, Oedipus comes from Christianity. Well, it was around well before then, but believed by some scholars that Adam had one or two wives before Eve. Which does, kind of knock the whole created by God, then fashioned from his rib into a cocked hat, doesn't it? Yeah, either way, it's still incest. Perhaps that's why it's still so popular in Alabama. Sorry, America. Sorry. It's in the rest of the world when anyone mentions or thinks or speaks about incest, first thing that comes to mind is Sweet Home Alabama. I'm in Norfolk, and Norfolk's fairly inbred as well. Historically speaking, it's a lot better these days. But the primary school in the village next to where I was, so the primary school in Morley St Botolph, had three surnames in the entire school. Of all the kids, there were three surnames. Yeah, according to the census, Christianity has dropped below 50%. And the other major religions, etc., are catching up. Yes, so we are technically no longer a Christian country, and haven't really been for quite some time. If you look at the actual amount of people that actually go to church, yeah, there's a lot less than half the people in the town that go to the church. Maybe 1% at the most for Christmas. Yeah, Lilith, consort of the devil, was a demon, yes. The first succubus. No, Yella, that didn't mean she liked to suck the exhaust pipe of buses. Yeah, three surnames in the whole school. I mean, it's a primary school for like 3 or 4 villages, so there weren't a huge amount of people. There's maybe like 30 or 40 children, I think, maybe 50 or 60, 100 at most, but there were like 3 surnames. and I didn't go to that school. I was too old to go to that school by the time we moved to Norfolk. America's number one in three things: prison population, defense spending, and the number of adults that believe in angels. Lilith, like most Abrahamic spirits, had origins in the faith of those of the Assyrian people. Even angels are really creepy. Yeah, angels aren't these. If you read the Bible, angels aren't like pretty people with white wings and a glow around them. They're like a ball of eyeballs. Angel, yeah, if you go by the actual biblical description of an angel, they're creepy. Last thing you'd want is one of them popping in. More love, got more to do with Lovecraft than they have with the modern interpretation. But then, the original Jesus Christ would have looked more like his Osama bin Laden than Whip's world. So, as I joke and call Whip Whipsus, because he's got the long hair and the beard. So, well, he's an Arab. Born in Iraq. Let's be honest. Well, maybe not born. Bethlehem's in Palestine, isn't it? So, yeah, it's still Middle East. Still Arabic. Although Israel's trying to get rid of Palestine. It has been doing ever since it was created. Following World War II. But we'll avoid the politics. We're mocking religion quite heavily tonight, so we'll leave the politics out of it this week. Still think Jesus was an alien. I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. I'm an Englishman in Palestine. Let's be honest, there weren't white people in that part of the world then. There might have been a few traders and what have you, but the natives certainly weren't white. Oh, I would like to donate to your church. Tell me more. Sent to Earth to study humanity when he got caught and strung up and thrown in a cave, transported back to the mothership. Oh, yeah, but that means we don't get the whole zombie thing. And I kind of enjoy the whole zombie thing going on at Easter. That really upsets people as well. So you're worshipping a zombie this weekend, are you? Died, came back. Yeah, that's a zombie. Yeah, one of the undead at the very least. Yeah, so great Easter movies: Day of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead, Resident Evil, Watership Down. Ooh. Was there a prophet a couple of thousand years ago that went by the name of Isa? Quite possibly, or probably, but the Bible wasn't translated into English until King James, hence why it's known as the King James Bible, which is like 1400, something like that. So before then, before then it was in Latin. And number one Christmas movie in Norway is Die Hard, exactly. I do enjoy Black Christmas. That's a good one. Gremlins. That's another good Christmas movie. He did indeed. King James I and his book on demonology. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's set at Christmas. There are Christmas decorations, Christmas songs, and snow. Therefore, it's a Christmas movie. Just because there's swearing and machine guns and Alan Rickman falling out of a window, then Die Hard's a great movie, Rebecca. You should watch Die Hard. Bruce Willis when he was actually good. Ho, 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 now I have a machine gun. First Die Hard was a superb movie. And if you watch it, you'll, oh yeah, it is a Christmas movie. He's actually traveling back to, is it New York or LA, whichever city it's set in? He's actually traveling back there to spend Christmas with his kid. He's got like giant teddy bears and things he's taking with him. It's old, but it doesn't necessarily show its age that badly because it's not CGI. Older CGI movies do look really bad, and they look worse than new CGI movies. Die Hard is an action movie that happened to take place around an office Christmas party. It's nothing to do with the actual holiday. I don't know, arguments, fights. Seems fairly accurate to Christmas, from what I remember. Mum and Dad arguing about things. Yeah. And it used to be the oldie English tradition was Christmas Eve was the day you told, or Christmas Eve evening was, or Christmas Eve was the day you sat around the fire and told ghost stories. Yeah, Bruce Willis has lost the plot lately. Um, I really like the old special effects, actually, the original Hellboys, but not Resident Evil or Old Underworld. If you want the old CGI effects, go back and rewatch Species, because the character of Syl in that, when Natasha Henstridge transformed, was the first CGI movie character. Oh boy, does it show! I mean, it's not a great movie, let's be honest, but it's not bad for sort of actiony horror kind of movie, sci-fi type thing. Um, it's not a bad movie. I mean, it's obviously massively improved by Natasha Henstridge getting her kit off regularly, but yeah, the CGI is just awful when you rewatch it. God, it makes Starship Troopers Marauder look good. Yeah, I mean, Hellboy, there wasn't actually a huge amount of CG, I don't think, in Hellboy. It was like used to make things look better. It was like a bit of spit and polish on it to make things look better, more realistic or whatever. But yeah, practical effects just look good whenever because they're real. So if you watch, I know they're pure cheese, but the Expendables movies, a lot of the explosions and things like that, they're practical effects. They're not CGI, and it just looks better for it. And I still think Star Wars shows its age. The prequels are better. No, the first three Star Wars movies are the best three. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. The rest are all just meh. Especially since Disney got it, they went really downhill. CGI is already showing its age in I mean, even things that are only like 5 or 10 years old, they're already starting to look bad. Um, an actual explosion looks a lot better than CG. Even a dude in a werewolf suit that's, if you watch Dog Soldiers, awesome werewolf movie. It's not really a giveaway to call it that. It's not exactly a spoiler. It's kind of obvious in the name. But yeah, that's suits and clever camera work. But that looks way better than any CGI werewolf you've ever seen, like Underworld. Yeah, I'm not a fan of CGI. It has its uses, it has its places, but it's the over reliance on it that does it. Especially as things that are like 20 years old are now just looking really dated. Mind you, it does give Hollywood a chance to remake everything. Need to find a hairbrush. Mine is on its way to New York. Oh dear. Oh dear. You're gonna yeah, you're gonna have crazy hair otherwise. Um, I have been known in the past to use a dog comb for my hair when I couldn't find a comb. Bring it back to religion. I wish Star Wars for the incest because incest is the best. Yeah. Yes. Let's have the love story between the two characters. Oh, they're brother and sister. I know you don't have a doggo. I'm guessing the cat probably doesn't let you brush it either. I used to brush Stack. He enjoyed a good brushing. Saved him getting the knots out himself. You sort of brush away, find a knot, grab the scissors, and just snip, snip, snip. Yeah, doesn't look like the kind of cat that would sit in your lap, have a fuss, and let you brush her. Mind you, Zach wouldn't for most people. It was only me that was allowed to. Cat loves getting brushy with vacuum. Not even close, yeah. Now, Zach wasn't a fan of the vacuum, but he did like a good brushing, especially sort of when he was molting his winter coat out because he would get some. We all know how floofy that boy was, right? And he would get some serious mats in his fur, to the point where he'd like be limping or not using his leg because it hurt too much because it was pulling. So, come on then, little buddy, right? Snip, 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 snip. There you go. Liz hates the vacuum. At one time, she let me use it. Yeah, so he was just. You get fluffy cats, and it's normally Ginge, the other cat I'm kind of in the process of stealing. Um, he's fluffy, but he's just got like the top layer of fluff, the long hair. Whereas Zach had the long hair and then like the short hair and then more hair, and it was just a big ball of floof. I've seen the videos of the cat sitting on the Roombas. Yeah. I'll say he wouldn't let the neighbours do it. He was supposed to be their cat. They couldn't get near him to do it. Same with the sun cream on his ears. He didn't let them do that either. They weren't allowed to put the sun cream on his ears. I did that. He'd just sit there and let me do it because for some reason he understood that I was doing it to help him. He just didn't like other people doing it. Yeah, people build little tanks on the Roombas. Yeah. What I'd be tempted to do though is to have the floor and have basically have a big Ouija board on it, and then set the Roomba loose and see what happened. See whether the Roomba managed to summon any demons running over the Ouija board. I think that would be rather funny. Now my phone's pinging away. Would that be you, Marrett? Because it's on charge at the moment because it nearly died earlier. One of those where it pings and you go to check it, and the reason it's pinging is because it's telling you it's got like 5% battery life left. Oh, right, better put you on charge. Yeah, I think I've seen that meme of the Ouija on the floor. Yellow put googly eyes on a Roomba. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do. I'd certainly paint it a cooler colour. And the screaming Roomba. I'm guessing it's one of the belts is slipping. I think I'd probably, I don't know, candy purple with flames on it or something. This is some random hot rod kind of paint job on it, just for the lols. Although God knows what plastic they're made out of, so you'd have to be careful what paints you use. Definitely don't use lacquers because it'd probably eat the plastic. Yeah, I'm that kind of person. Kid designers, every time it bumps into something, it yells. Ah! Have various random sound bites of like the noises people make when they stub their toes and yeah. Your mother swear words. I have 4 brushes. One is on the plane, but where are the rest? If they're not in the bathroom and they're not in the bedroom, pass. Got some YouTuber to scream and swear and start setting loose in the store. Well, you might just have to have crazy hair for a bit, Marrett. That's in the cart. Check your purse, your handbag. Check your bag. There's always a hairbrush in a woman's bag. That I know from experience. Don't have a cart or a bag. Oh dear. So where would hairbrushes be hiding? Has the cat been playing with the hairbrushes? Check under the sofa or down the back of the sofa. That's usually a good one. Because if you've been sat on the sofa brushing your hair, it's probably gone down the back. Might have left it at the store. They'll give it back for a small fee. I've probably told it before, but I remember when I was getting rid of duckweed in an aquarium, and I was using a comb to get rid of the duckweed because that is the most effective way of doing it. And then couldn't find my actual hair comb, and so I used the one that I've been using to get the duckweed out, but I didn't get all the duckweed off of it first, so I ended up going out with duckweed in my hair. Yeah. Have a good day, Adele. Don't work too hard. And try not to tell any customers to go do one. Found a small brush at the sun's way back. Get there eventually. You might be there a while. Not the customers, I'd say that. But yeah, it's the customers you'd want to. If you don't work retail or haven't worked retail, people, at this time of the year, if you're a customer, everyone in that store that works there hates you. Yeah. And if you come in 5 minutes before closing, they hate you even more. Yeah, I've got to say our customers are pretty good because, oh, pardon me, this time of the year it's mostly just tradesmen coming in and they know what they want. Yeah. As I say, thankfully the store I'm in now, it is not Christmasified. It's not got crazy busy. I was in Lidl on Friday and that was mental busy in there. I was like, really? people people filling trolleys up, and you're thinking it's still like nearly 3 weeks to go. Most of that's going to be off. Or past its best before date or whatever. But then I went into Sainsbury's and Sainsbury's was pretty empty. So I think what's happened is people are just buying the same amount of stuff as they normally would. They're just buying it from cheaper shops, which makes sense. Now it's all done with gifts. I think I am. I think I've got everything. Just got to wrap it. And keep bugging Mary, see if there's anything else she wants. Guarantee there'll be something she thinks of. I mean, all I want is some new slippers and algae wafers. So I'm easy to buy for. Well, yeah, I want another Flugel Flex, but I'm not going to expect Mary to buy me one of those. I wouldn't expect anyone to buy me one of those. Hell, I kind of don't expect me to buy one of those. The chances are I'll probably exchange bristle noses for a fish tank. Only imagine what the workers at an Amazon distribution centre say this time of year. Probably not too much. They're probably just silently fuming and rushing like crazy trying to get everything done. Doing it the easy way. What do you want for Christmas? You don't know? Here, have some money. Yeah, that's the easiest solution. I mean, I've got the kids a couple of, I say kids, 18 and 21, so not kids, but you know, we've got a couple of silly little things. But yeah, they're just going to get some money in a card. It's just easier. I mean, they don't know what they want anyway. You know, it's not like kids are 27, 25, 24, and 60. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll always be your babies, Marek. Yeah, it's a um, you know, with the whole streaming and downloading and digital everything, they don't want like DVDs or CDs or anything anymore. You know, they don't have CDs and DVDs. They have Spotify basically. Um, it's weird old farts like me that have the CDs and DVDs. Um, so yeah, there's probably other things. I mean, I had my bike lights as a were part of my Christmas present, but I had them early because my old bike lights completely died, and it wasn't just the batteries died. The front light had already been, how can I put it, adjusted and optimized electronically by me to make it brighter. What I think I probably did is I made it a bit too bright for its electronics and blew the chip, especially when the water got in there. And then the back one, just the switch broke, and I couldn't be asked trying to find a new switch that would fit. And love physical media because streaming companies can remove whatever they want at any time. Yeah. And plus, if you decide you don't want it anymore, you can sell it in it. You have something that you can sell. If you pay for a digital download, you've got nothing. Chris wanted a PS5 2 years before I found one. Told me his birthday and Christmas present. He was the happiest boy ever. I'm sure he was. I'm not a PlayStation fan. Haven't been since PS3. But I just don't like the controllers. That's the main thing. Controllers are too small and weird shaped. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really had like a combined Christmas and birthday present. I've had years where I'd rather I had a combined Christmas and birthday present, given what I got for my birthday and what I got for Christmas. Yeah. That year when Goth Me got a pair of bootcut blue jeans and a camel turd coloured jumper for birthday. Way too many of them on one controller. Yeah. I mean, buttons isn't a problem. I deal with all the buttons because you've got the same amount of buttons on an Xbox pad, but they're just better laid out. The actual analog sticks are in the places where your thumbs go. Good day, Marquis Mark. How the devil art thou? Hope all is well as you're preparing for work on a Monday morning. Way too many buttons for this old girl. Yeah, well, I was a gamer for years, so I just got used to it. Going from days of having a joystick with one button, and then getting two buttons, and then four buttons, and then six, and then one of my mates had an Atari Jaguar, and everyone got really confused. You know what you got? Eight buttons, two sticks, D-pad. If you don't include the power button and not the other two ones that you don't use. But most of the time I don't even use the pad. I've got a donkey's years old Xbox remote that if I'm watching YouTube, I just use the remote control. It's a lot easier. Unless I need to type anything, then I'll pick up a control pad. Ooh, itchy head. And Yellow got 2 good days. So you're going to have a really good day today, Yellow. Hopefully that makes up for the ludicrous amount of money you spent on tyres. So what we've got videos for next week. So Monday's video, providing I get around to uploading it, it might be on Tuesday, is around kind of water chemistry and what's coming out of the water button, testing it and all that kind of stuff. Friday is either going to be a really short one from on Edith Cavell's memorial, or it might be another church. Actually, that's one of the videos I will make, facing a fish tank. When I run out and the weather gets bad, is I will do a video on Edith Cavell, not Henry Cavill, Edith. A far more impressive person. Very, very good story to that one. No, it's not a paranormal one, it's just a history one, but it's local history, so it kind of fits in that part of the channel. Yeah. Please note a wet, miserable, and gloomy Monday morning. Woohoo! I could go with wet, miserable, and gloomy. That would be better than kin freezing and white. Yeah, we've been down to -6 the last couple of days here, so yeah, not fun. And thank you, Yella, popping up the membership thing. Exclusive access to my OnlyFans. I really should set up an OnlyFans just for the lols, if I could figure it out. Just literally videos of fish. Just sit a camera in front of a tank and leave it going. A bunch of blondes can figure it out. Yeah, but they're young blondes. That's the thing. You see, they're young. They grew up with all this weird tech. Cold, damp, and foggy. We got rid of the fog. It's clear, fog-wise. It's cloudy, but yeah. I think it was already -2 when Mary left at like 5:30, so it's only going to get colder as the night goes on. Although hopefully the cloud cover will keep it a bit warmer than the last couple of days. Yeah, coming home from work yesterday was interesting. Because obviously it had frozen by the time we left off, and I cycle on the cycle path rather than the road. And while the road had been gritted, salted, whatever you want to call it, the cycle path hadn't. So the cycle path was fairly icy, and the brakes on my bike froze solid. And it was freezing fog as well, which meant after I'd gone about a quarter of a mile, I couldn't see through my glasses, because not only had they got the fog on them, which you normally just wipe, job done. Oh yeah, I've got the fog on, went to wipe, oh right, it's frozen. So yeah, I had a layer of ice on my glasses by the time I got home. And because then to actually see anything, I had my glasses down, I was looking over the top, and my eyes started freezing. Am I still riding the bike without a seat? Oh yes, it's much more comfortable that way. I do like what you've done with the second crank set as well, so that the seat post goes up and down. That's much more fun that way. Yeah, don't Google search dildo bike. Just saying. Oh dear. Pile remover, exactly. Keeps me regular. Although it was a bit of a shock last night when I sat down and it was, so yeah, it was frozen. It got stuck. So I was cycling along. I was going up and down as well. Like when you lick a metal pole in the cold and your tongue sticks to it. Yeah. Metal seat tube. Ooh. How the hell did we end up on this? Oh, it's me. Yeah, that kind of thing happens around here, doesn't it? Cool. Phone's pinging at me again. What's going on there? It's normally not a good sign when my phone starts pinging at me randomly. Usually means there's something gone wrong, or can you please do these hours tomorrow? Can you come in on your day off? That kind of thing. No, because I've got all my water changes to do. But yeah, I'll come in, but you know, as long as you pay me for all the dead fish. Quote the old toothpaste ad, it does get in. I think I've seen that one. Yeah, because I mean, literally, if I leave these another day, all the filters will be clagged solid. I did add a new chunky sponge filter in there, so we do have more water movement, and it does look a lot clearer than it was. So yay! It did get cloudy for a couple of days, but you know, just a bacterial bloom, nothing to worry about. If it was ammonia, it's all gone now anyway, and the fish are fine. So this is the thing with a lot of carbonate hardness in the water, the bacteria does tend to reproduce very rapidly. When you've not got a lot of carbonate hardness, the bacteria takes a lot longer to get going. Hence why once I've got the black water tank set up and it's all sorted, I will be putting the 3 clown plecos straight in it. I won't be cycling it or doing any of that silly stuff. Best way to cycle a tank is put fish in it, in my opinion anyway. Especially if it's a softer water tank. But that's going to be a fun one. Getting the black water tank down to a pH of around 6.5, then getting a fry tank empty, assuming something really multiplies in the black water tank. I'm then going to need to get a fry tank down to the same parameters as the black water tank, and then gradually bring it back up to tap water parameters before I sell the fish. So that's going to be an interesting and fun experiment to do. So, right, I need to do a water change, but how much tap water do I put in so I don't bring the pH and the KH and the GH up too quickly? And can I hold this P for another 10 minutes? Probably not. So I'm going to run to the loo. Well, not literally, not in these slippers anyway. So if you've got any questions, stick them in the comments and I'll get back to them when I come back. That's much better. No longer feels like my bladder's about to explode. Do you wash my hands before or after you use the restroom? If you think about it, you should wash them before. Well, as I tend to sit down, I don't bother either way because I don't touch anything. Drop kicks, sit down, leak, shake, stand up, pull kicks back up. You don't touch anything, you don't need to wash your hands, do you? Obviously, if I take a dump, I'll wash my hands afterwards. Time to slag off Sharpe. Yeah, slag away. I don't care. It's all engagement. Can't wait to get the Baby Shark song stuck in my head for the rest of the day. It's 6:52 Monday morning. I just woke up and on my coffee heart starter. Well, cheers, Mark. Coffee doesn't start my heart anymore. I need more caffeine than coffee contains. Hell, it's not unknown for me to add coffee to an energy drink. You get a couple of spoonfuls of coffee, instant coffee granules, chuck them in there, give it a swirl. That'll wake you up. You'll be buzzing for a couple of hours and then you just completely crash. Try and work out which rummy nose tetras I purchased. Oh, that is a good point. I just call them rummy nose tetras. Then you got to figure out which type they are. Yeah, hi, red laser. Yeah, there's 3 types of them. 1 of 3. You got a 33% chance of getting it right if you guess. Nope. Coffee's a quad shot espresso. Yeah, that might just about get the heart started. Yeah, I did inherit some rummy noses when I got given the free tanks, because they came with the fish still in them. Well, not in them, they were bagged up separately, but they didn't last very long. I think they were quite old and didn't particularly like my water. Given the fact that the rummy noses, the black neons, and the bristle nose all kick the bucket fairly rapidly, yeah, they were either on the way out or old. I think the bristle nose was old. I think she was about 12 years old, the guy said. He's probably a bit of old tank syndrome going on. They've been in the same tank for donkey's years and minimal water changes and stuff. So as soon as you stick them in something different, they go, oh, I don't like it. I think the only black neons that are left in there are now the ones I got. So up to the numbers, and there's only a couple of them left somewhere, I think. Oh, hello, Missy Nanakara. Oh, and another escape plaquelet. Mark is preparing to face the world. Yeah. I'm on the close again tomorrow, but again, I'm on the close all week next week, so. Does mean I can have a nap in the morning if I need to. Look for the thunder down under. Yes. The shifts I'm not a huge fan of are where I start too early to have a nap beforehand, but finish too late to have a nap after work. They're not fun. So it's like not ready for the world. Had the Tesla and picked up Chris. Yeah. Well, the world can stay outside. That's fine. You can get stuff delivered. You don't have to go out into the world if you don't need to. He's on the railways. Or as one of my uncles who had a slight speech impediment called it, the whaleways, where you weigh whales. Um, the animals, not the country. Yeah, I suppose that was one of the upsides of COVID and the lockdowns is that all the various companies got their stuff together when it came to home delivery services. They got much better at it. Um, that and a lot of companies realised that we don't need all these people actually in the office. Okay, Matt, have a good evening, my dear. Mwah. Hope you get your hair sorted on your head. Not quite that fat yet. So you're not the fat controller then. Oh, showered with kisses. I'll aim them onto my cheek and be a good boy. That cheek, not butt cheek. Um, so I saw a clip the other day. I forget what channel I was watching. There was a clip of Thomas the Tank Engine, and it wasn't Ringo Starr, so it wasn't right, and it was all CG rather than actual Hornby trains running around a train set. So it just wasn't Thomas the Tank Engine. And I've got to think that actually having a train set up for it would probably be cheaper than actually animating it all on a computer, and actually make use of someone with a decent set of skills, physical, hands-on skills. I heard something that Rod Stewart could do better than him still rumbling around at his age trying to sing "Do You Think I'm Sexy." Can diesel electric trains run off the batteries alone for a short period of time? Well, I think it's basically the diesel is just a generator for the electric. I think that's how it works. So yeah, highly inefficient, but means it's very low stress on the diesel engine. Hi Ricky, just here in time for the end. Look at that. Mistimed it perfectly. Enough to say hi, but not put up with all the waffle and weirdness that's gone on beforehand. Hey, no worries, life happens. I don't hold anyone to being here or being here on time. Why are you late? None of that is. We all have lives, we all have other stuff to do. Stuff happens, real life gets in the way of fun. I understand that 100%. But anyway, it is that time. I don't know if Corey's going or if someone else. Yep, still no cows. Still, the only movement that's been going on around here has been bowel. So, thank you very much, everyone, for showing up and for being here and putting up with me waffling away about random crap for 2 hours. Have a good week. Stay safe. If you're in the UK, stay warm. Peace out. Have fun. Confusion's doing it the wrong way around. Rock on. Bye bye. just for Yella. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Ah, ooh.